is Nightline.
Tonight, the JFK assassination files. Thousands of pages released just hours ago. An American obsession and the subject of countless conspiracy theories for more than 60 years. Which files about JFK, his brother RFK, and Martin Luther King Jr. were released? And what could come next? Plus, the American man authorities say was the last to see the college student who vanished on spring break. In court in the Dominican Republic, charged with no crimes, now fighting to return to the U.S.
Are you able to take him back home? I don't even know where he's at.
Could the 22-year-old from Iowa walk free? And will you need an ID for porn?
It's not a matter of if my kids are going to be exposed to pornography, it's a matter of when. It's definitely going to happen.
The new push to keep minors away from explicit websites could cost grown-ups their anonymity.
It's about the First Amendment. I don't see how that is not terrifying to every American.
Plus, with just 4 shows left until our big 45th anniversary,
tonight on Nightline.
What's inside tonight's Nightline vault? The moment a future president stepped off stage after his career-defining speech and came straight to our show for an exclusive interview. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, the JFK files. Over the past few hours, more than 60,000 pages of previously redacted documents connected to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. released by the National Archive.
People have been waiting for decades for this.
The move, a longtime promise of President Trump, and the beginning of a tranche of more than 80,000 pages.
We have a tremendous amount of paper. You've got a lot of reading.
Civilians and experts alike now poring over the documents, largely unredacted, although some information remains blocked out. New details include previously unreleased names and addresses of investigative sources and tactics used by the CIA in its investigations.
I'm not sure much will change in terms of our view of the assassination. I think that the Warren Commission concluded that there was one lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, and there have been conspiracy theories since then that imagine a much greater conspiracy. I don't think we're going to see anything in those documents that cause us to reevaluate.
The document dump said to be the beginning of President Trump's move to declassify the documents of the assassinations of all 3 men. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story as it develops. For now, we turn to a spring break gone terribly wrong. A young woman vanishing 12 days ago in the Dominican Republic while taking a late-night beach swim with a 22-year-old man from Iowa. He's not considered a suspect in her disappearance, but now he's fighting to return home. Joshua Reeby, believed to be the last person to see Sadiqa Konaki alive, led into a courtroom in the Dominican Republic surrounded by a swarm of cameras. Appearing stoic, his father by his side. Reeby says he was with the 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student before she went missing. The investigation into her disappearance on the beach in the early morning hours of March 6th after a night of drinking, descending into a complete spectacle. Reeby has never been a suspect and is not charged with any crime.
Human expresses its deep gratitude to the Dominican judiciary and all institutions involved in the Joshua Stephen Reeb case for ensuring respect for his fundamental rights as a foreign citizen in the Dominican Republic.
In a 4-hour-long court hearing, Reeby and his attorneys pleading with the Dominican judge to allow the 22-year-old from Iowa to return home to the U.S. In a small victory, Reeby released from round-the-clock police surveillance, which he'd been under for nearly 2 weeks. But with his passport confiscated, Reeby is still not allowed to leave the country.
We sincerely appreciate the cooperation provided by the U.S. Embassy's consular agency in Bávaro, which has supported the family throughout this process.
Authorities in the Dominican Republic now scaling back their search and rescue efforts for Konaki. Reeby's father, who's in the Dominican Republic to support his son, speaking to reporters after court.
No comment and respect to Sadiqa's family.
Are you able to take him back home? I don't even know where he's at.
Konaki disappeared while on a spring break trip with 5 female friends at this popular resort, Ria Republica. Reeby, seen on the CCTV footage walking toward the beach with Konaki, reportedly telling police they went into the water and got caught in a wave. And now the Konaki family asking authorities to declare their daughter dead. In a letter presented in court and obtained by ABC News, Konaki's family requesting a legal declaration of death, acknowledging the 20-year-old likely drowned. The Konakis referencing Ribi in the letter, saying he is cooperating with the investigation. It began as a trip to paradise, turning into a waking nightmare. Police trying to piece together the moments leading up to Konaki's mysterious disappearance. Officials say she was with her friends at a bar before heading to the beach at around 4 a.m. The rest of the women went back to the hotel at 5:55 a.m. They were seen on CCTV returning to their rooms. But Konaki stayed behind with a man later identified as Joshua Ribi. Konaki's clothes were found on a beach bed, and officials say there was no sign of violence.
What do you believe happened to this college student?
Nosotros tenemos que esperar, estamos esperando los resultados de las investigaciones. Se están haciendo levantamientos de las cámaras de videovigilancia, entrevistas a las personas que la acompañaban.
Police believe the two were intoxicated, the man telling police he fell asleep on a lounge chair after throwing up, later seen on security cameras returning to the resort before 9 a.m. Konaki's father, Subaraidu Konaki, telling ABC News he spoke to his daughter just hours before she went missing.
Everything was going okay. And she was really happy to have a vacation with her friends.
And that nothing seemed out of the ordinary before her disappearance.
She was good. The next day she wanted to go for excursion. And before that, in the resort, she was fine with the swimming pool.
Ribi's future will be decided by a judge when he'll learn whether he can return home to Iowa. And when we come back, the fight to keep kids away from online explicit content, porn sites. Could it cost adult users their privacy? Welcome back. Online pornography is big business, but is it too easy for kids to access? That question, the basis of a growing movement and at the heart of a major case before the Supreme Court this spring to mandate electronic age verification, meaning requiring porn site visitors to upload government IDs in order to help keep adult sites strictly adult. Here's ABC senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer.
What are you doing?
To some, it's the art of pleasure.
Why are you such a big fan?
She just brings the energy and the adult film industry that you just don't see anywhere else.
To others, it's a social poison.
It is a big business. It's huge. Sex sells. So folks are going to come by and spin the wheel of torture. That's going to be fun.
To Cherie DeVille, online pornography is about freedom.
This isn't a whim or something that I'm going to do for a week. I love this job.
How would you describe yourself and what you do? Are you a porn star? Are you an adult actress?
Porn star feels a little like presumptuous. Like it's like saying your job and then also I'm so good at it. So I prefer more of a blanket term, which is sex worker.
With more than 4.5 million followers on Instagram and hundreds of thousands more on TikTok and X, DeVille is one of the industry's most popular stars.
It's a very good business for me. I'm not going to lie.
She took us inside the nation's largest annual adult entertainment expo in Las Vegas.
Oh, so this is the lap dance area. So people can get lap dances today.
Performers and talent agents.
What do you like the most about the business?
The attention.
Major porn websites and thousands of adoring fans.
This is the only opportunity fans have a chance to meet people, models in person.
Do you consider this art that you're doing?
Yes, it's entertainment, it's art, it's creative, it's, it's building a variety of different fantasies for people to enjoy.
You really get a sense of how popular and lucrative the pornography industry is in this country. Also how accessible it is. You've got the live camera websites, online networks of amateur actors. Very few of the sites here have paywalls or online age verification. Do you think it's too easy to get access to your content?
Too easy? No, I don't. I mean, I don't think any business, I don't think Coca-Cola would say, gosh, I wish it was harder for people to access our content.
Too easy for kids.
I think all kinds of things on the internet are disastrously easy for kids.
The reality is that pornography has largely become kind of the wallpaper of our children's lives as they go from place to place on the internet. Nor they're having a snowball fight if you want to have one.
Dawn Hawkins, a mother of 5 in Northern Virginia, says online porn is a public health crisis, a pandemic, she says, that threatens her kids.
How are we going to teach our children healthy intimacy and boundaries and consent when what they're viewing across multiple platforms is sharing really the opposite message?
What steps have you taken to limit your kids' exposure to pornography online?
We make sure each device has the built-in parental controls turned on. We have a filter at the router level. You know, we have a filter on the devices that the children are using, and it takes hours, and it's so overwhelming.
It's a daily battle for Dawn Hawkins, and one she says parents are losing.
It's not a matter of if my kids are going to be exposed to pornography, it's a matter of when. It's definitely going to happen.
So you're resigned to that, it's going to happen. It
is going to happen, and that's my advice to all parents is help prepare your kids as best as you can.
Pornography is legally protected free speech for adults in America, and it's highly popular. 70% of men and 40% of women say they've consumed sexually explicit content in the past year. American teens have reported similar levels of exposure. Public health experts say young people who view sexually explicit content are more likely to start having sex earlier, engage in unsafe sex, and have multiple partners.
And the burden can't only be on parents. Something like demanding age verification on these nefarious websites is such a simple, common sense measure that that would drastically help protect kids from exposure.
Hawkins heads the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, a conservative group critical of the porn industry that has lobbied lawmakers to force websites with adult content to verify a visitor's age. 19 states have adopted online age verification laws. Users must upload a copy of their digital or government ID or consent to a biometric scan. The industry says traffic to porn sites has plunged in those states because users are concerned about sharing their data.
Who gets it? So where does that information go?
You want your privacy.
Exactly. It's more of a privacy concern than anything else.
Pornhub, one of the largest adult sites, has gone dark in protest in most of those states. Instead of sexy videos, users now see this PSA from Cherie DeVille.
Until a real solution is offered, we've made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in your region.
The porn industry says that forcing adults to prove their age online infringes on their free speech.
Whenever the government is passing a law in the name of protecting kids, I think there are serious questions to be asked about whether what it's really doing is saying this speech is bad for everyone. And that's exactly what the First Amendment exists to protect against.
This spring, the U.S. Supreme Court will decide whether state online age verification laws must be struck down.
The Supreme Court held in 2 different cases that the government can't make it illegal to publish certain sexual content online without verifying the age of users first. And yet that's exactly what states are now doing.
But the states, led by Texas, argue new technology has changed the constitutional calculus of online age verification.
It's perfectly possible to prove your age entirely on your own cell phone. So no personal data need ever leave the palm of your hand.
Ian Corby, executive director of the Age Verification Providers Association, an industry trade group, says third-party apps used by porn sites like these can make the process fast, free, and secure.
So Ian, how do these websites actually verify a user's age if they're required to do it?
Let's just start with the simple case, which might be using your driver's license. And then once you've done a photo of your ID, you do a selfie, and then we check that the 2 match. And as long as they do, then we can just go ahead and tell that website you're over 18, not your name, not your photo, not even your actual date of birth, just that you're over 18. Another option works in a very similar way to the facial estimation, but in fact, it's based on how you move your hands.
He says websites can confirm a user's age without any personal identifiable information being collected or stored, and therefore not vulnerable to hackers.
We are just asking that the pornography companies put a fence around it and make sure that those accessing this content are of age.
Your critics say you're running a censorship campaign.
Who disagrees that we shouldn't protect kids online? I mean, that's not just my values, that's like the values of a common good.
Yes, nice to meet you.
At the porn convention, we found many who agree.
As a mom, I think the kids should not see porn, so.
It's too easy for kids who are underage to just access it so easily, so I actually support it.
But some of the industry's leading figures and fans told us they believe there's a better way to protect kids and protect porn.
There's a way to do it, it's just not the way that it's being done.
Look, kids are going to do what they're going to do. You don't ban alcohol because kids can get a fake ID or because they can drink from their parents' liquor cabinet. You do the best you can to try to keep that from happening within reason without infringing on the legal rights of legal adults and citizens.
This spring, the Supreme Court will get the final word.
As long as we're prioritizing just like adults' access to this content and not also prioritizing, children's safety, we are going to destroy the next generation.
Is this fight more about principle and privacy, or is it more about pay and profits?
It's about the First Amendment. I don't see how that is not terrifying to every American. I do not care what you think about porn. This should terrify you because this is a massive government overstep in one of our most cherished things in the United States.
Our thanks to Devin. When we come back, it's the countdown to our big 45th anniversary. We break open the Nightline vault with the man who would go on to become the next president wowed the crowd with the speech of his career, then headed straight to Nightline to talk about it. And finally tonight, we're cracking open the Nightline vault once again as we count down to our historic 45th anniversary. On this day, 17 years ago, Senator Barack Obama gave what many considered to be a pivotal speech on the role race was playing in the Democratic presidential campaign. Following that speech, he spoke exclusively to Nightline anchor Terry Moran.
Tonight on Nightline, Obama's moment. Barack Obama gives what might be the defining speech of his political life. Then he comes to Nightline for the exclusive interview on what he said and why he said it. It's a special edition of Nightline as Barack Obama takes on America in black and white. Afterwards, Obama sat down with us and said he's known he would face this fundamental challenge from the beginning of the campaign.
You could see race bubbling up in a way that was distracting from the issues that I think are so important to America right now. So what I wanted to do was to, rather than try to tamp it down, lift it up and see if maybe that would help clarify where we are as a nation right now on the issues.
And that's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.